finding out the number of rectangles. Again, rectangles or parallelograms. To find out the number of geometrical figures, finding out, I am only saying about the number of geometrical figures only. The properties wise, rectangles and parallelograms are different, and similarly, so a rhombus properties is different from the square property. Okay. So first of all, if you want to find out the number of rectangles or squares, again we have done this kind of problems in permutations and combinations. If you remember it, number of rectangles. So number of rectangles. So we'll be given a figure again. So rectangles problems was asked 3-4 times in the CSAT previous year papers. Rectangles, problems on rectangles. And this is a figure. How many rectangles we have in this figure? And you already know how to find out the answer because we have done the same thing in the permutations and combination topic. Do you remember it? How do you find it out? So please turn back your pages to the permutations and combination topic. Number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. Number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. So I already told you the logic why we are taking number of horizontal lines C2, because to form a rectangles, to construct a rectangles, how many horizontal lines are required? So what is a rectangle? Rectangle means it. So we have 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. So we require 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. To construct a rectangle, we require 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. So out of the n number of given lines, so let's say that, so we have multiple lines like this horizontally, and also vertically we have different lines. We have different lines like this. And number of rectangles, we want to find out the number of rectangles. Rectangles can be what? Rectangles can be, so I can say that this is a rectangle, or I would say that this is a rectangle, or I would say that this is a rectangle. So we have number of rectangles like that. So to construct a rectangle, so anyways we are taking what? 2 horizontal lines, we are taking 2 vertical lines, which is nothing but out of the given number of horizontal lines, I am selecting any 2 horizontal lines, right? So what I am taking here is I am taking out 2 horizontal lines, which is nothing but I am selecting 2 horizontal lines, right? And similarly also, so I am selecting 2 vertical lines. So number of rectangles is equal to number of rectangles. The formula of number of rectangles is equal to, so number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. Number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. Number of rectangles is equal to number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. This simple logic we apply to find out the number of rectangles or number of parallel. Even if you want to find out the number of parallelograms, still we apply the same thing. Okay, ma'am. So please remember, this is a very simple thing, and so but a very important one. It was asked multiple times in the previous year papers. So find out the number of rectangles in a geometrical figure. So which is what? Number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. So first you count the number of horizontal lines. Horizontal lines means that these lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many horizontal lines we have? 5. So the final answer is what? 5C2 into, I write here. So 5C2 into, how many vertical lines we have? This is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total how many vertical lines we have? 4C2. And you know how do we represent that 5C2 into 4C2? We have seen it in the concept of permutations and combinations. 5C2 means that what? 5 into 4 divided by factorial. The denominator part is nothing but 2 factorial. This factorial number. So 4C2 means what? 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1. So you can take the final value. So 2 is the 4. 2 into 2 is what? 10. And 2 is the 4. 2 into 3 is what? 6. 10 into 60 is what? 60. So total we have how many rectangles in this figure? 60 rectangles. So we have 60 rectangles in this figure. Okay. So to find out the rectangles, or if you want to find out the number of parallelograms, parallelogram even to find out the parallelograms also we apply the same concept, that is number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. And easily we get the marks from it. So counting the number of geometrical figures and non-verbal reasoning. In non-verbal reasoning, the most important concepts are dice and cubes. Okay, so we have done it in the last class. The mirror image, water image, now this concept. Rectangles, finding out the number of geometrical figures. Okay, ma? Okay, let's do the next one. Parallelograms are rectangles. For both of them, we follow the same procedure. So, how many parallelograms are there in this figure? How many parallelograms are there in this figure? How many parallelograms are there in this figure? To find out the number of rectangles or parallelograms, the concept is same. The number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. Okay, ma'am. So 1, 2, 3. So first you count the horizontal lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 C2 into how many vertical lines we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 vertical lines we have. 4 C2. Okay, 7 into 6 divided by 2 factorial means that 2 into 1 into 4 C2 means that how do we write 4 C2? 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1. So 2 3 is 3 into 7 is what? 21. 2 2 is 2 into 3 is what? 6. So which means that what is the answer? 120. So in this figure we have 126 parallelograms. Total 126 parallelograms. Is it clear? So to find out the number of rectangles or parallelograms, number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. So we'll do another previous year question. This is how many rectangles are there in this figure? Shape wise we can take that a square itself is a rectangle, shape wise. When you are counting the figures, number of geometrical figures, shape wise we take that a square itself is a rectangle. A rectangle generally shape wise, so we should have the 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. So how many rectangles are there in this figure? How many rectangles are there in this figure? How do you find out the rectangles? Horizontal line C2 into vertical line C2. Shape can be given anything. So we take only horizontal lines and vertical lines. So what horizontal lines we take? These 3 horizontal lines we take 1, 2 and 3. So we have 3 horizontal lines. So 3 C2. And similarly, how many vertical lines we have? So the vertical lines 1, 2, 3, 4. So we don't consider this figure because this figure does not have that any lines. So straight lines. So we have that 4C2. So 3C2 one value is what? 3. 4C2 means that what? 4 into 3 divided by 2 into 1. So 2 2s are 2 into 3 is what? 6. 8 into 6 is what is the value? 18. So in this figure we have 18 rectangles. 18 rectangles. Okay. So generally we consider geometrical figures wise, shape wise, a rectangle itself is a square. Okay, or a square is itself is a rectangle. Now we have found out the values of number of square boxes in a chessboard, right? So now you tell me that how many rectangles we have in a chessboard. Not number of square boxes, rectangles. How many rectangles are there in a chessboard? So we will take that, we will consider a square itself is a rectangle. We can also consider the square as a rectangle, shape wise, because we are not doing the properties, we are not doing the problems related to the properties. So only we are taking from the point of shape wise. So now my question is, how many rectangles are there in a chessboard? How many rectangles are there in a chessboard? 1, 2, 9, 6. Okay. So number of rectangles in a chessboard. Square boxes are 204. So how many boxes, how many horizontal lines we have in a chessboard? 9. So we have actually 8 boxes. Boxes are 8, but lines 9. So we have 9 horizontal boxes, and similarly how many vertical boxes we have? 9. So the final answer is what? 9C2 into 9C2. 9C2 into 9C2. 9C2 means that what? 36. So if you find out the 9C2 value, 9 into 8 divided by 1 into 2. So same 9C2 is 9 into 8 divided by 1 into 2 or 2 into 1. So 2 4s, 4 9s are 36. This value is also what? 4 9s are 36. 36 into 36 is what? What is the value of 36 square? 1296. So 1296. Okay, if we have the value of 1296, that's fine. We'll go with that 1296. So I'll give you options for this question. Now you tell me the answer. Okay, if the options are given like this, write the first option. The first option is 1092. The first option is 1092. The second option 1290. These are my options now. These are my options. Now my question is, how many rectangles are there in a chessboard? And I have given the options are 1092, 1290 and 1292, none of the above. Which one is the right answer? How many rectangles are there in a chessboard? And we have, I had given you options 1092, 1290, 1292, none of the above also. And you find out the answer, your answer is 1296, okay. I have given you options, based on these options you tell me the answer. What is your answer? Then what is your answer? You got the answer 1296, right? And what is your answer? Simply I have given you the options 1092 and also 1290, 1292 and none of the above. None of the above. So because 1296 is not there, right? Okay, tell me. None of the above. Then tell me your answer, all of you. I just want to hear from your words. Like, what is your answer? Okay, so which means that when these options are given like 1092, 1290, 1292. So when you are finding out the number of rectangles, so what is number of rectangles? Number of horizontal lines C2 into number of vertical lines C2. So when you are counting them in a chessboard, in that list, even for square also what? Even for square also we count that, we take the 2 horizontal lines and 2 vertical lines. So which means that in this 1296 we are also included square boxes. Of course I told you the shape wise both a square itself is a rectangle. But if the options are given like this 1092, 1290, 1292 and none of the above. So what he does mean that, so he wanted only purely rectangles. He wants only rectangles, he does not want the squares in it. So that's why these options are given. Then how do we take that? So if I ask you the question, I want the only rectangles from the square board, I don't require that, I don't want the number of square boxes. Now you tell me the answer. Then what will we do? So 1296 from the total value, what is the total value? 1296. So I want to subtract, this is what? This is number of rectangles. Rectangles plus squares. I include both rectangles plus square. From this I need to Subtract the value of number of squares. Number of squares is what? 204. So then what is your answer? 1092. So if you have the options 1092. See, anyways, if you have both the options, of course, it was never asked like 1296 and 1092. So number it was asked like 1296 and 1092. So we had only one option. Either we have 1296 or 1092. Of course, I know that you again asked me that what if we have that both the options. So then you take that 1296. ఓకే అమ్మా అంత కోపంగా చూసినప్పుడే నాకు అర్థమైందనమాట. సో వాట్ ఇఫ్ వీ హ్యావ్ బోత్ ద ఆప్షన్స్ 1296 అండ్ 1092. సో విల్ గో విత్ ద 1296. So by the way, so it was never asked and it will not be asked. So yes, it's subtracted 204 from it. So the final answer is what? 1092. Okay. So this is about the number of rectangles or parallelograms